Alright guys, back once again to round off the end of Return Ravnica block with the Pack of Dragons Maze with a card I would actually hope to open in Tajik Blade of the Legion. So while I open this pack, of course I forgot to run down the mechanics we missed. So we saw Evolve and Extort. What we missed were the Gruul's Blood Rush mechanic, which you pay a mana cost on a creature, and you discard the creature, and it gives a buff usually equal to the power of the creature, and a sort of keyword like trample or something like that it had. Demir had Cipher, which you exiled a spell as it resolved, and then you got to encode it onto a creature, which meant whenever it dealt combat damage to a player, you got that effect again. And then the Boros has Battalion, which is if you attack with 3 or more creatures, you get a sort of bonus going on either to the creatures or just an effect like burning someone or something like that. So let's look at our token here. Not a token again, just some cool stuff. Alright, so unlike the other two sets, I will say first off that this is all the guilds, and focuses a lot on the gates themselves, into the powerful mazes end, which is if you have all the guilds, you win the game. And instead of lands, the set had gates instead of basic lands. So, alright, let's start off here. We have a Sunspire Gatekeepers for 3 and a white, part of a cycle here in every color, which when it's in the battlefield, if you control 2 or more gates, put a 2/2 Knight creature token with Vigilance onto the battlefield. Every sort of color had one of these effects, various degrees of power. We have the Clue Stones here, which rivaled the Key Runes of the last set, which you turn to the guys, and sort of did the same effect, but these you can pay the color that they tap and sacrifice to draw a card. Of course, here we have the Simic Clue Stone for 3 mana. Runner's Bane, an aura for 1 and a blue, and enchant creature with power 3 or less. When Runner's Bane enters the battlefield, tap enchanted creature. The enchanted creature doesn't untap during its control's untap step. So yeah, pretty cool effect there. We have Beetle Form Mage for 1 green blue. We get a 2/2 that if you pay green and a blue, it gets +2/+2, and flying it's on a turn, but you can only have this ability once. So one of those pump effects that you can only do once. We have Maze Runner. Again, another sort of cycle of cards that started with Maze. There's an elemental and had buffed your multicolored creatures with the keyword they had. Like this guy has haste. It's for 5 and a red. It's a 6/3 with haste. It gives all multicolored creatures you control haste. We have Bane Alley Blackguard for 1 and a black. It's just a 1/3 guy. So, it's a 1/3. Riot Control for 2 and a white instant. You gain 1 life for each creature your opponents control. Prevent all damage that you dealt to you this turn. This card could be a total blowout and limited in the right deck. Punish the Enemy for 4 and a red. It's an instant that deals 3 damage to target creature. 3 damage to target player and 3 damage to target creature. So you have to have each target for this to go, for you to be able to cast this. Fun card in Deputy of Acquittals for Azori. So white and a blue. It's a 2/2 with flash. Whereas the battlefield, you may return another target creature you control to its owner's hand. So sort of get to reset maybe some of your detain guys. As you can see here, Dragon's Maze also brought back the cards that have sort of 2 cards in one, but it has the cool new mechanic called Fuse, which means if you pay the mana cost for each of these, you get both effects. So for you can either play Toil for 2 and a black, which is target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life, or for 2 and a red you can play Trouble, which Trouble deals damage to target player equal to the number of cards in player's hand, or if you paid 4 and black-red, you could fuse them and play Toil and Trouble. Good reprint here in Putrefy. Destroy target artifact or creature. It can't be regenerated for 1 black-green. A good effect here and a solid reprint to see. We have Corrosda Gorgon for 3 black-green. It's a Death Toucher. That's a 2/5. And if you pay 2 mana, remove a 1/1 counter from creature you control. Target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Another good rare that I've been enjoying lately. Thank you to new Commander deck. Plasm Capture. I had a full of this once. That was a gorgeous, gorgeous foil. I think we actually have a foil in this pack, so that'll be pretty cool. But for green, blue, counter target spell at the beginning of your next pre-combat main phase, add X mana of the mana of any combination to your mana pool where X is the spell's converted mana cost. So counter something big, you get a lot of mana on your next turn, play a lot of stuff. Cool Simic Mage fighting Niv Mizzet there. And our foil is unfortunately a good foil, but kind of cool looking. the way the Clue Stone looks here. Again, like the Simic Clue Stone, it's 3 mana, adds either of the Rakdos colors, or you can pay Rakdos, sacrifice it. And then our gate is the Azorius Guild gate. What's interesting about these gates compared to the other gates is that these are actually sort of zoomed out of the original art for the earlier sets. So unfortunately we didn't open a gate that I opened earlier, but the original Azorius Guild gate was zoomed in sort of on that area right there. So pretty cool here. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the look at Return to Ravnica block here. I'm sure it's in some recent memory, and I actually know a lot of players who are even newer to the game than this block. So it's a really fun block. Glad to really represent it. Unfortunately, we didn't get every mechanic represented, but we got some really cool rares. We got some really cool cards. Alright guys, that'll be it. I'm going to go add all these to the archive, and I'll see you next time with, I don't know what packs yet.